Hi guys, welcome to DevOps World. This is Harish Kumar Reddy. So far, we discussed about Docker commands. Now, today I'm trying to go with practical session how we can try to work on the Docker images and Docker containers and Docker host and Docker client. So basically, what is Docker host and what is Docker client and what is uh, Docker containers and what is meant by Docker images? We'll try to discuss this one now. So in this case, what we are trying to discuss here is we'll try to discuss about images. So we are trying to work on the combination of binaries and libraries which are necessary for one software application. So basically, if you try to go with suppose if I want to download any file, suppose I want to take Ubuntu, Ubuntu download. See, click on this file. Now, if you go with the official website of Ubuntu, let's click on this file. Now, if I was downloading this file, how much it will take a time for you guys? Okay, it will take nearly half an hour or 45 minutes or 50 minutes, right? So I don't want to take 45 minutes, 50 minutes. It will be so it's a waste of time for us actually, right? So to overcome this, I just want to go with, even if you download also, you need to go with some specifications. Like you need to, so MacBook cannot support directly Ubuntu. I know this. So even also, right? So even Windows also cannot directly support Ubuntu versions. Definitely, we need to download VirtualBox. You need to download the VirtualBox. Okay, you can click on this file. So you can download the VirtualBox. VirtualBox download. Okay, so you need to download this file. You need to download the VirtualBox download for Windows or anything. It depends upon your wish. So you can download this file. Okay. So you can try to take Windows host or Mac, Apple Silicon, Linux distribution, Solar host and Solar. So whatever it may be. So it depends upon your compatibility. Try to go with this and try. So if I want to download for a Mac, if I want to download for the Mac, it was downloaded. So currently it is downloading, guys. So Mac will be supports VirtualBox also, but we are not going with the manual versions. We are working with automation versions, guys. Okay. So you need to understand this file. Okay. And one more thing, it will take, like, suppose if you want to download this VirtualBox and you can try to install this VirtualBox, and after that you can try to download the Ubuntu file. This is ISO file. It is 5.8 GB file, and we are trying to go with the system specifications. You need to give the space of the VirtualBox, like 2 gigahertz dual core processor, 4 GB RAM, 25 GB hard space, and you need to go with USB drive, and you need to go with internet access. Will be very helpful on this. Okay, so here how to install, you can try to go with instructions, and it will try to take a possibility as per your side. Okay, so this is called traditional IT. I can call this one as a hypervisor. Okay, from my side, I can call this one as a hypervisor. Okay, so I don't want to go with hypervisors. I just want to go with containerization tools. Okay, so for this, what I can do here is, I don't want to take this all the files. I just want to go with Docker host directly. So I can try to go with Docker host. This is my Docker host, guys. So this is my Docker host. I'm trying to work on this. So I already installed the Docker previous sessions. Please try to see my references classes. Okay. So coming to the part, so how we can work on the scenario. So this is a so I was installed like this, guys. Sudo, so Docker will support root versions. I just want to go with root versions. Sudo apt update. So we are trying to go with update version, and after that we are trying to go with the. So we need to install this file curl. So uniform resource locator, and -s stands for force. SSL means circuit socket layer, and we are trying to go with official website of docker.com. -o stands for origin, and we are trying to go with sh. Means shell. So after that, we need to install the Docker shell. So we are trying to get like this. So we need to get, so currently update version is 27.3.1 and API is 1.47 and version is Go1 22.7 version, and we have a date and time, everything comes a picture. So now after that, what we are trying to do here is, once you are trying to install this file, so once you try to install this file, then what we are trying to do, we are trying to go with the So we are trying to go with operations of Dockers. So previously I was discussed about Docker commands, guys. Please try to go with this also. Okay. SU hyphen. Okay. So now I can go with Docker hyphen version. I'm trying to go with Docker hyphen version. So currently my Docker version is 27.3.1 version is created. Okay. So once it is created, now we are trying to talk about the basic concepts of Docker images. Okay. So we are trying to talk about the basic concepts of images, containers, and host and client. Okay. So images is something like combination of libraries and binaries where we can work on the software application. Coming to Docker containers, which when the image is installed, automatically we are trying to go with the running condition, and we are trying to work on the progress, and coming to Docker host is nothing but we are trying to work on the Docker client. Okay, so we are trying to work on the Docker client. This is a server. Docker host is a server and Docker client is a so we are trying to work on the terminals. Okay, so we are working on the Linux machines only. Okay, so this is very, very important for us. Okay, let's go with the how we can work on the Docker images. How we can work on the Docker images. For this, you need to go with the Docker Hub. You need to go with the Docker Hub. Okay, click on this file. Let's click on this file. Okay, so now if you go with suppose if this is a Docker Hub official website, guys, hub.docker.com. This is the official website. And coming to the part, we are trying to go with, suppose I want to install Git. I want to install Git. Suppose I want to install the Git. So I just want to go with this. See here, this is a official, like what is Git? Git is an open source distribution version control system. Okay. So suppose I want to download this image file. So just example, guys. Okay. So just copy this file. Now you can try to go with the creating image file. Okay. Let's copy and you can paste, enter. See, it is trying to take the download versions, and we are trying to go with cloning the Docker Hub repository. Now, if I go with Git hyphen version, see Git version is created. Okay, so now if I go with Docker images, if I go with Docker images, okay, click on this file. See here, image file is generated. So this is how we can try to see the image file. Combination of libraries and binaries at one point of control. This is called image. Okay, so coming to this is how we can try to see the images. Okay, now if I want to download, suppose I want to download Tomcat. Suppose I want to download the Tomcat. So how can I download the Tomcat? So click on this file, just to go with this. So now I want to download the Tomcat application. Okay. Now I want to download the, so like I suppose I want to download the Tomcat. So just click on Docker pull Tomcat. Okay, Docker pull Tomcat. We are trying to go with this. Click on this file, you can paste, enter. See, it is pulling the file. It is pulling the file. Yes. So now if I go with images, Docker images, see here, I have a Tomcat is latest version is created. Okay. So this is how we can download the file. Okay. So this, it will take like very fraction of seconds, guys. We are not going with manual versions. We are not working with this. Okay. So no, it will take like we don't want to take any hypervisors on this. Okay. So now coming to the part, next we are trying to go with, I want to download Ubuntu. Previously, I told you one example in hypervisor, like Ubuntu file, how much it will take a time. Nearly it will take 2 hours, but now we are trying within fraction of seconds. By I'm trying to go with the Docker pull Ubuntu. Docker pull Ubuntu. Okay, so let's click on this file and you can paste, enter. Yeah, so Docker images. Docker images. See here, I have a 3 files currently. So Ubuntu file is successfully downloaded. It is latest version and 78.1 MB. Okay. So this is how we can download the images. Okay. So now coming to the part, the next one is we are trying to go with the contents. So suppose I want to install Jenkins also, you can try to do this one also. I'm trying to take this file also. Okay. So it is, so see here, we have error response from daemon response. This is, so Jenkins is not updated. We need to go with update version, docker pull Jenkins by Jenkins. So I'm installing Jenkins file. I'm installing Jenkins file. I'm trying to download the Jenkins file. I'm installing Jenkins file. I'm trying to download the Jenkins file. Now, if I go with Docker images, see here, Jenkins file is updated. Jenkins file is updated. This is how we can download the images. Okay, so these are some examples to work on the images. That's why combination of libraries and binaries at one point of control. This is called a image file. This is how we can download the image files. Okay, so now coming to the containers, let's see about the containers. So if I want to work with a container, suppose if I want to create a container from the image, how can I do this? So we need to learn the commands, guys. It's very, very important. So for this, we are trying to go with docker run --- name. So what is meant by --- name here? --- name is, it is used to for giving the name of the container. It is used to give the name of the container. So for this, I'm trying to go with see, you can write like this also, docker. So you can write like this, guys, docker Docker. First, you can try to mention the Tomcat. In middle. So we need to run this file, guys. We need to run and we need to give the name. That is duplicate name. We need to give the name. And so we need to give the one duplicate name. That is any name. My Tomcat. And -p stands for port mapping. So Tomcat version port number is 8080 and we are trying to work on the 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So this is how we can try to see the containers. This is how we can try to see the containers. Okay. So let's copy this file. Okay. So now I will try to go with official web page. Let's clear the screen. Okay, so now you can click on this file, you can paste here, enter. See, Tomcat is officially running and it is running with the containers. Yeah, it is failed. Why? Due to some response container -p. Okay, got it. So I can try to remove the images and containers, guys, so that it might will be take, I think some. Okay, we'll try to take this file. So we need to delete all the images currently. So because we are working with the containers, right? I'm trying to go with this. Yeah. So now after that, what we are trying to, let's clear the screen. Now let's take this file. Let's take this file. The Java officially, so Tomcat is running, guys, because we removed the images. So Tomcat is already running there. So that's why I just give the message for that. So now I want to see this container. I want to see this file. Okay. So if I want to see this file, let's take public IP address, guys. Let's take public IP address. Let's click on this file. Let's take public IP address. Now you can try to go with paste and we are trying to go with 7070. Okay. This is official image. So this is how we can try to run the Tomcat server, guys. This is how we can try to run the Tomcat server. Okay. So basically what we are trying to do here is we are working on the like official port numbers. You can write like this also if you want. If you want to write, so you can write. So whatever I said, the pattern, you can try to go with this. Okay. So fine. Next, we are trying to go with next, if I want to stop the container, suppose if I want to stop the container, you can go with Docker stops. container name. Okay, so container name. If I want to remove the container, you can try to remove this file. You can try to remove this file. Okay, let's go with this. I'm trying to remove the file. Control C. Okay, so I'm trying to remove the file. See, my Tomcat is removed currently. Okay, we don't have any Tomcat server currently. Okay, so now let's move with one more thing is we are trying to go with Jenkins. The next use case is we are working on Jenkins file. We are working on Jenkins file. Now, if I want to run the Jenkins file, we are trying to go with same command only. So for this, we are trying to go with docker run --- name my Jenkins -p stands for port mapping. I'm using 1234 also here 1234 and 8080 port number. -d stands for detached mode. So please learn the commands, guys. That's very helpful. So you can copy and you can paste. Okay, so now I'm trying to run the official websites. Okay, let's go with this. Okay, run. We are trying to run the Jenkins file. Run the Jenkins file. So now let's go with take public IP address. So you can try to take the public IP address, guys. You can close this file. Let's take public IP address. Now you can paste. Now you can go with 1234 official customized website. So Jenkins is running successfully. Jenkins is running successfully. This is how we need to create a password for this. We'll try to discuss about the Jenkins in detail about in next coming classes, guys. Okay, just I'm trying to show you that how we can work with the containers. Okay, so now if I go with the Docker container ls, so if I was going with the Docker container ls, so I will try to go with the Docker container ls. You can click on this file. Let's go with terminal. Let's copy and paste, enter. See here, Jenkins is working successfully. Jenkins is working successfully. This is how we can try to go with the Jenkins file. Okay, so this is how we can try to create a Jenkins file. My focus area in this class is how to create images and how to see the containers. That's it. Okay, so basically we need to go with basic operations, then we can work on the use case scenarios. That will be very helpful for you guys. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's clear the screen. Okay, now coming to the concept, let's clear the screen. Now coming to the concept, next we are trying to go with Ubuntu. So I want to download Ubuntu file. I want to download the Ubuntu file. For this, I am trying to go with docker run -name Ubuntu. IT stands for interactive terminal. So we are trying to work on the terminal file. Okay, let's take this file. You can run the file. You can run the file. So now I can go with cat, I can go with F1. So I'm creating the file. Hi, welcome to DevOps world. Welcome to DevOps world. Hi, hello, how are you? How are you? Okay. So just I want to go with Control C to come out. Control C to come out. Now, if I go with ls, see here, I have Ubuntu server files. I have a Ubuntu server files. This is how we can try to see the Ubuntu server files. So see here, F1 is created. F1 is created. Okay. So now let's go with exit. If I want to back to container, so let's go with, if I want to back to Docker host, let's go with exit. Now we are trying to go with Docker container ls. Docker container ls. So if I go with Docker, because Docker Ubuntu is an image. Ubuntu is an image, not a container. Okay. Jenkins is a container. Jenkins is a container. Docker images. See here, Ubuntu file is there. Ubuntu file is there. Okay. So this is how we can try to see the images and as well as containers. Okay. So now let's move with the next concept is we are trying to go with the Suppose if you get some use case scenarios, like suppose if I want to get some use case scenario like start Tomcat container as a container as a web server, perform the port mapping and run the container in a detached mode. Okay, so if you want to suppose Tomcat is a web server and we are trying to perform the port mapping on the base of container. So we are working on the detached mode. Okay, so now Docker run. So we are trying to go with container name is Tomcat. Tomcat name is web server. So we are trying to go web server. -p stands for port mapping, and we are trying to work on the Tomcat service. Okay, let's click on this file. Now you can copy and you can try to paste this. So you can write, so because in companies, most probably they'll try to give like this only. Please try to go with this. Yeah, so container is working. Now you can try to check your container is working or not. Let's take public IP address, with 7070 port number, with 7070 port number. Okay, see, Tomcat is working. So previously we removed the Tomcat, but now again I was installed. Okay. So with this, the Tomcat is successfully running because we changed the use case scenarios here. We changed the use case scenarios. Okay. Now next move with the next container. So now start Jenkins as a container in detached mode. That is background process. Detached mode means we are working on the background process name as a dev server. So we are trying to give the one name, that is dev server, to perform the port mapping, guys. So for this, we are trying to go with Docker run. So we are trying to go with, so because I was working with the Jenkins file as a dev server, -p stands for port mapping, and we are trying to go with 8082 one. So we are trying to work on the duplicate customized file. Okay. So -d stands for detached mode, and we are working on the progress. Okay. Now let's click on this file. You can paste and so now if you take public IP address again, you can try to take the public IP address. Now I'm trying to take public IP address. So what is the public IP address here? So 1236, right? 1236, 36, 1236, enter. So now Jenkins will works here. Let's take public IP address. 2, 3. One, two, three, six, right? I think already Jenkins is working currently. Okay, let's see this file also. We'll see whether it is working or not. Docker. I think step. Okay. 1 minute, guys. I'll try to connect the server again. I'll drink. Docker. CD downloads. CD downloads. Now we are connecting the server. I think I have a server issue. I think so. Okay, guys. I'll continue this class next coming class also. No need to worry about this. Okay, so I think I have some network issue. I hope, sorry for the inconvenience for this. I'll try to show you this one in our next class. Okay, so this is all about today's class, guys. Thank you so